All right, I'm so grateful and thankful for, well, I mean, obviously Facebook, you can see that. My books, getting to, I never even heard of New Zealand, for example. I mean, I heard of it, but I didn't know where it was. I didn't know it was down there by Australia. I probably knew it was, but I just didn't realize how far away it was. 8,599 flying miles just from Cleveland to Auckland. Oh my God, Takapuna Beach. Wellington, yeah, what's up? Christchurch. Anyway, so I'm experiencing other nations throughout the world, and I'm looking more at the laws and the governing of these nations, and of course states too. There's various countries within the United States of America: Ohio, Florida, USVI, Guam. So, and then the other ones people probably have never even heard of, Micronesia. So yeah, obviously, I only care about Florida and really Miami. It's the only one that really, Malibu Beach is pretty hot too. So I've been looking more like myself and how I've been governed by these egregious, not just politicians, and then of course executed by these cunts called sheriffs or deputies, sheriff deputies, and then of course police and all that, whatever. But this thing, it comes up of third world. See, we're a well, we're considered like a developed country, I guess. When in reality, we've got the most homeless, most people incarcerated, and then of course highest rate of all of crime in every category, the most hostile, obviously, the most violence in the whole world combined, most ballistic firearms, obviously most drug usage, highest rate of STDs. Nobody's even close. Highest infant mortality rate in the developed world, y'all. Okay, I don't know if you can see the I don't know if it's a Zamboni or whatever. This is a golf course, so it wouldn't be a Zamboni. It's not a Zambonis are like at the grocery stores, the Walmarts and stuff, and then of course you got the ice hockey rinks. It could just be somebody mowing the fair. I don't know what kind of lawnmowers they use for the fairways, but the rough is like, we're not too much rough. It's like pretty much a fairway, and then you go right into the I'm looking at the patio door. You go right into these of course my swimming pool back there, but that pavilion, and then of course those trees. You're gonna lose quite a few strokes on that, on that hole, whatever number it is. I should go find out what number it is. It's go Daytona Beach municipal golf course back there. So, the more I look at these things, I mean, I originated hundreds of millions of dollars mortgage loans, been involved with processing of 401ks, 403bs, pension funds, all kinds of different documented things, okay? And therefore I've been able to see, and not been able, well, we're required to review, licenses. Even I've seen passports, obviously, military IDs, all kinds of stuff. I'm absolutely amazed by how much like a third world we are. And we talk all this shit like, oh, we're not going to document these illegal criminal aliens coming into the United States of America. This is serious shit, dude, y'all. And then now they're doing this thing in California whereby they're not going to document people when they go to vote or something like that. Certain counties or whatever, however it works, but it's. Do you understand that? From what I've understood, I mean, okay, so I wasn't on the Big Island of Hawaii, and I got it on video too by accident. They did require, they wanted to document me coming in. If I wanted to stay in the lobby of McDonald's, okay, this is a private enterprise, publicly traded, MCD's ticker symbol. I needed proof of vaccination and proof of identification where I was to match with the vaccination card. Which obviously I'm not going to. I got an ID, or government ID kind of thing. But do you understand how third world this country is? I mean, we got crimes happening all over the place, and it's by government. I met a patrolman who served 17 years in Daytona Beach, 3 years in Ponce Inlet. He says, "Oh man, the way that Ponce Inlet people are writing off all kinds of writing off all kinds of crimes they're getting caught on, playing around with little children, and of course how the children go through the systems. Oh my God, there's so much. I mean, with regard to what the children are going through with, and when it comes to and I went through it. They do these custody battles, like they're fighting for custody, fighting for my rights. These guys, fathers, get into that kind of stuff, and then the women, they think they can trample on the society. They can trample on anything. The narcissists that they are. Remember, I've said that I've diagnosed 100% of women as extreme narcissists, and that's like 8 or 9, 7, at least 7 out of the 9 traits of being a narcissist. We have the worst narcissists in the world. I've seen it in Thailand, the Philippines, as well. Pockets in Brazil. Obviously, Rio de Janeiro is just a big total mess. There's some issues in Venezuela, but you don't get away with these third world lifestyles in, like, Saudi Arabia, Indonesia, Japan, and then so New Zealand's an interesting one. I mean, you got the suburbs. They're very strict. Auckland, you can get away with some things, a lot of white collar crimes. But the fact that I was able to commit all the white collar crimes I did, and just everything is pushed right under the rug. It's amazing that these white collar crimes are so, like, not just prevalent, but they're encouraged. It's just like, and not just encouraged, it's expected. And there's so many easy ways, and it's so encouraged and expected in so many ways. I mean, I'm looking back on this issue with regard to the unemployment. I make some jokes on Facebook, and I can go ahead and say it now too. Like, hey y'all, I'm down here in, I don't know, Haiti, or maybe it'd be Jamaica or DR, Aruba. Obviously, I actually did see it a lot in Puerto Rico. I'm actually in Florida right now, but I can joke on my Facebook. Hey y'all, I'm still collecting my unemployment from Ohio. But you're not allowed to do that unless you're actually in the brick and mortar. Okay, you can't actually, you can leave, but you can't like leave for more than like a week vacation kind of thing. But you're supposed to make it look like you're actually looking for a job kind of thing if you're on unemployment. But there's so many people like this manipulating these systems. Even the prisoners in what do you call that, California, were collecting unemployment. I don't think that was an accident, y'all. I mean, people can say, oh, this is an accident, we just accidents and all this. And then stimulus shit. Oh my God, dude. I mean, I've talked to people and they call me up and like, Jason, the fuck am I? I've been involved in finances, so it's like, Jason would know this. My dad, not me, but they say my dad, who's been dead for 3 years, got a stimulus check. What do we do about it? And I've got, I'm the executor on this. I'm the power of attorney motherfucker. So what do we do? Do we send it back or keep it? And then of course there's these PPR loans, whatever way it works, and all these different weird things. Is like, and I'm for documentation, y'all. But so one reason why I'm remembering this is because about a year ago, in a week maybe, a woman popped up in the Philippines, started messaging me. She was a friend. She had a mutual friend. She's going under a fake name. She showed me her fake ID. She was claiming that she was 22, but she was 17. So some guy flew her in. She sent me pictures, and I reached out to the Children Exploited Center for Exploited and Missing Children. And I had a good conversation with the detective in Clearwater, sent him quite a bit of evidence, and we tracked down the vehicle, which ended up going to the Tampa Bay airport and then down to MIA, which I always tell people, don't fly to MIA, go to FLL, which the girl wouldn't listen to me anyway. I didn't give her any advice, but I'm like, well, there's a reason for these different things. And anyway, they ended up getting a yacht, and then they kind of got off grid because they went down to South America. They lost track of them. They had to get the Coast Guard to find them. Keeping tally on these people. These are children, y'all. But they got a fake ID, fake passport, and they got in the United States of America. So the Philippines is considered a third world country because they don't document things proper. Well, but the thing is, we don't do it here. it's a mess considering all these. I mean, when I worked at U.S. Bank in 2005, and I haven't seen a lot of these documents recently, but I mean, I've talked to people and everything, and you know, even these fucking judges, you little hoe-ass motherfuckers, all of you, none of you have an excuse. I mean, how the hell you have this person in your courtroom and you let them get out? And I've had them in here too, and they're out on a fucking personal bond. You can't be letting these people out. I mean, these people are a danger to themselves. Oh, they're only out on... There's one dude I had here, cocaine charges. He got the charges completely dropped. Possession. He failed the initial, like, week of testing. And then for, like, 3, maybe up to 6 months straight, passed all his tests. And his attorney, appointed by We the People, got him out of it. But obviously it's on his case, so if he get hit again, he's going to be pretty much done. He didn't even need to do drug court, y'all. But we got people like roaming around, and you got me. I'm yeah, about as, I guess, as fully documented as you're gonna get, and I haven't even seen a picture of my children. You know, I mean, obviously this is a big deal. It's like we've got children who don't even know who their biological parents are. 40% of the children in this nation will never even know their biological father. It always happens on these videos. This one's way up there this time. I love itching my ears, my nose. I've been trying to fart on video. Maybe it's just like, yeah. I mean, one of those things like you gotta get more comfortable. You know, I'm on video, like, so it's like, you know, like it's on in your head, like, you know, like pissing in front of people. Sometimes it's not like considered too cool, and maybe kind of like might be a nervous kind of thing. I don't know. So, got some appointments today, knock a few things out, just being happy, having fun. I can't emphasize enough, though, how much of a third world country this United States of America is. And it's not just about the whole illegal criminal alien people, which maybe we shouldn't document these things and just go ahead and play the whole third world thing. I mean, but I look at the other nations. I love couch surfing. I'm involved in other traveling networks. But couchsurfing's been one of the best. Obviously, Facebook, I get to meet people from all throughout the world. My books has been great. I never heard of some of these nations where people buy my book, like Tazaki. How the hell did they find my books, like, in these places I never fucking even heard of? Like, what the fuck? But it's really quite amazing, though. Like, you know, Facebook is just meeting people like, WTF? Like, what nation? And I actually care. I want to know these people. See, these people in America, they're narcissists. They see people as objects and tools. And them being the racists that they are, they don't care about the people. People are not people to them, you know? Which I guess, you know, we can say, you know, fathers are getting more rights with regard to being with their children and stuff like that, but that's another issue. Still, I mean, you're still considered a tool if you're a mother or you're a father by the general public, you know. And of course these mental issues are going to happen, and of course you got the shootings in the schools, all that crazy fucked up shit. But it's really, I can't emphasize enough how much of a third world nation this is. I'm looking around right now, and I'm thinking, okay, the people who are the most documented are the workers, and they're at the government, even government workers. I mean, you know, the contractors. Fucking mess. I wouldn't be surprised if you got a lot of people in the CIA who are not properly documented. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, the IDs, and you'd think that the, you know, Bureau of Motor Vehicle people and those people who do those kind of documentation things, you know, the date of birth certificates and the Social Security cards and all that stuff would be paying a little more attention, right? They just go ahead and just like, whatever, just push it along, and then that leads to all kinds of shit, man. And I guess that can be a good affirmative defense for the judges. These judges need to be thrown in prison. There's a filthy sick. McCafferty, I remember her, Catherine. What was it? I don't remember. She was a part of the whole Jimmy Damore, Frank Russo thing. Like, how the hell do you have any of this corruption happening? Like, I mean, you'd think you have, like, a really strong paper trail on all these contracts. it's just the public corruption is just going on and on. And these judges, oh my God, ugh. So that's my little rant about the third world America. And there's so much crime, and that's gonna increase your crime, which of course they want the crime because, oh, we're up over 15 minutes. And the medical things too. It's like you hear about these things like, oh, they operated in the wrong leg or something. Like how the fuck do you miss the left from the right? Oh my God, you really gotta watch these things. Detroit, we just have areas like Cleveland, inner city. You got areas you just can't. Oh, good picking my nose on that. You just got areas you just can't really govern. I mean, oh, Puerto Rico's a mess, but they obviously just points that they just can't get enough dollars from their departments why would I want to work with a police department if, we're way over 15 minutes anyway, but I don't want to go over 20 minutes. I don't want to take people too long with just my rant about the third world America. And the reality is that we are extreme. I mean, it's not properly governed. I mean, like I said, we just got to get. And here I am saying we just got to get rid of the police system. It's not working anyway.